We're going to do a Saturn box, which is a small box. Saturn's ring is free and it moves. It's not any fantastic mystery to it. It's just a little bit of a light touch and trying to get over the shape, reach in with the tool for the light touch. It is a captive ring. It is turned in place. It won't come off. Unless you break it, it isn't coming off. It's, I guess, one of those gee whiz things.
It's just out of this.
Oh.
See, I think now it's your grand.
It doesn't take much wood. That's sum total what it's going to take. I've started it strictly by knocking off the corners, putting a tendon on, cutting it to length. That's all I've done, just to save a little bit of time. We actually got to form it in two pieces. First piece we're going to work on is the top of the box, the lid. And the first cut is going to be a facing cut across, just trying to take a good straight cut across. I'm going to check that cutting with the edge of tool bit, and it doesn't rock, doesn't have a gap, so I've got a good straight cut across. Now all I have to do is figure out what diameter I want, and it can be anything I want. Down about that size. That's going to leave me enough of a ring. And And that's the only thing that I'm looking at right now, is to see that I have enough material to make the ring. That's all I really care about right now. Go in the other way and straighten that side up just a little bit. Now we need to make the cut for the lip, and then start to hollow the box out. The box is theoretically semicircular. I do not measure it. I hope and pray nobody's got anything with them that is going to be able to measure the inside of this box accurately, because it probably is not truly semicircular. It's just eyeball, and more importantly, touch. It's amazing what you can feel as to whether you have a true semicircle or not. So our first cut, since Jerry isn't around, I use the skew. Begin like so. And all I've done is just lightly mark where I want to start the cut to hollow out. And as shallow as it is, we may as well use a spindle gouge.
Yeah.
Yes?
These couple cuts that you did to start with the skew, is that just to help prevent mold gouge from kind of skating across?
It works very, very well for that, yes. I use it half for that, half because I want to use those light cuts just to get a gauge of how thick I'm going to be. But I use the cuts to let me get the start of the bevel, and I can work the bevel right on around it. And I've got the bare start. Strictly because I've got this ground as a hemisphere on top. And again, that is pure eyeball. But it's close enough to hemispherical that it will let me follow that bevel the whole way through. And just that quick, it smooths everything out. And then I had the sheer pleasure of using everybody's, or at least my worst nemesis, a scraper. It took me a long time and I still hate scrapers. But I've dubbed the end of this one over. You can see right up here, I've got an angle so that even if I go in straight with the tool, I've got a negative rake on the top. And if I've got a negative rake, the tool is very controllable. If it ever goes to positive rake or neutral rake, it will give you a catch that is monumental.
How do you know that?
That's what the big boys at the pool hall tell me. But now I've got to raise the rest up, because if I go in straight like that, I'm below center. And if I'm dumb enough to pick the tool up, I'm in trouble. So I need to raise up, back out just a tad, and good, although a little flat out at the end here, so I think we'll take another pass. Just because I'm not smart enough to be well enough alone sometimes. That negative rake on that scraper makes that a very controllable tool, and something that I'm actually not afraid to use. And prior to that, on scrapers, I've been afraid to use it.
How is the negative rate on softer or wetter woods? It seems like it, I mean, that's my point of notation.
I have not had any problem at all with a wet wood. A wet wood, generally, it's easier to hold and muscle through a catch than it is a dry piece of wood. So I've not had the problem with it.
And you don't have any burr there on the end of that?
I've got the regulation burr, just like you're supposed to have on any scraper.
Yeah.
It's just the top
Yeah.
is dubbed off for that negative rake. And for those of you that have been watching the motion, when I'm making the cut on that inside, it's basically picking a pivot point and then just bringing that handle around a quarter of a turn. Close enough. Now, one thing I did not mention, I am not trying to imitate Michael Jackson.
That was going to be my first question.
But
Thought he'd play golf all day.
I have found that turning the dry wood small pieces like this, I can, contrary to popular belief, run a lathe fast enough to get a chip flowing off pretty good speed. And I got tired of the blisters on my little finger. So I put the glove on, see if it helps any. I'm going to cut just a straight in here because I do have to jam chuck this to turn the outside. At this point in time, if we were to finish this, we would now be ready to sand. And if you're going to sand something like this, if you use a small strip, cut the corners off. Makes it very easy to get into the center. If you don't do that, the corners are going to interfere trying to get into the center. All I would suggest to you is that if your wife does so, she is going to have a good pair of scissors. Don't use them for this. They get ill about things like that. And again, that's what the boys at the pool hall tell me. To answer your question, Tim.
You knew it was coming.
I knew it was coming. But with the end knocked off, you can get right into the center, and it just makes sanding the small things like this ever so much easier. And another handy thing to have, straw. When you go to McDonald's, pick up an extra. Not all of us are gifted with compressed air all over the shop. I'm not. If I have a straw, that easy. I clean everything out. The only thing that you've got to remember, blow, don't suck. You'll hate yourself in the morning if you hiccup.
Ed,
Yes.
how do you know that?
My friends at the pool hall tell
I'm zipping my mouth on that whole conversation.
Now, at this point in time, we've got to turn a jam chuck. And if you're going to friction polish finish, you sand and finish before you turn it around, because once you turn it around, you can't grab it again. So you do everything you want to do now. For the jam chuck, basically any block is going to work. I would suggest to you that you want to use a hardwood. It just makes a better jam chuck. It's easier to work with, and it grips the head better. And we need to make fresh. French fit, too loose. Too loose. And I thought I was going to blow that one past everybody. I suppose this time I better measure because that joke's only funny once.
It's nothing like a good joke. That was nothing like a good joke.
Thank you, Roland. I appreciate the courage. Now let's see if I got something to start with anyway. Aha! We do. Now, being the coward that I am, we're going to scrape again.
What are you trying to make it fit?
I am making it fit this straight section that I had cut in
Oh, you got a little straight section.
I got a little straight section.
Oh, it's
strictly-
internal, you got an internal straight section?
Yes.
Okay.
Close. Now, if you want to sneak up on the fit easier, you put it on. We'll try and take that turn to see where it rubs. If you use an erasable magic marker in the whiteboards, color on the inside, give it a turn, quarter of a turn, eighth of a turn, it will transfer. And then you can just take a rag and just wipe it right out of the wood. And it makes it real easy to pick up on. I really didn't want to do that. Maybe this time I got it right. I'm tired of playing. And I'm still looser than I ought to be. So we are going to use just a little bit of Scott's jam chuck type.
You do a snotty job of it, you use a Kleenex.
Yes?
I guess you call it that. You do it. You do it.
And I'm not going any further than that one.
Trying to keep this Bill PG.
Oh, that's right.
That's pretty good.
Pure garbage.
That frog thing going like, I like that.
You got it.
Jim.
That seemed to work. In fact, it works well. Everything's running true. And I really like to have the center up there to capture things whenever I can. Oh, that made things crooked. Ah, that made things crooked. And made them fall off, too. not good.
That's odd, because it was even doing better without the center up there.
Yes, it was. Much better.
Try blowing your nose on it first.
That's not right.
It must be.
Wherever I go.
They think it's
Everything's running true. All right, what's going on?
We're talking about your dog.
No,
Center again?
I'm talking about this.
No, funny thing, it was running true.
It was running true.
And then
I turned it back on, and it's way out.
Yeah.
Is
tongue
your,
oil. We didn't get enough tongue oil out.
is your piece moving in that chuck?
Is
it moving down?
Something is moving.
That's the only thing that could be.
Either pull the tailstock towards you, Ed, or push it away from you when you lock it. It may not be lining up.
All that, so I can start to make cuts on the outside. And this isn't something that you want to take real hog and dig cuts on, because all we've got holding this is friction. At this point in time, that's all roughing cuts. And as I start to get down toward we're good and true across what is going to be the surface of the ring. And as soon as you need to cut that ring, it does need to be flat, so that when you bring the other side in, it doesn't cut through or get fat at the bottom. Now all we have to do is to get this the same size as this. And there they match, just according to feel. Now we need to cut our little lip that will match on this to fit the box lid on. And that's close, but it's too tight. It goes on, but it's a wonderful fit if you're showing it off to woodworkers. If you want it for somebody to use, it's too tight. Because I can promise you a lady does not want to use both hands to take a box apart. She wants just to lift the lid off. But that's just about where I'd like to have it be. And again, I've cut my ring in here. It gives me a starting point for the tool when I'm hollowing out. And that's got it roughed out. Take a quick pass through and finish it up. And a cleaning cup with the scraper with a little nub in the center. Flat in there. That feels about right. Now, since I didn't learn anything last time, we get to make another jam chuck. Now we're going to cut this down to form the ring, and then cut the outside hemisphere. The thing we've got to watch here is that we want the back side where we come through to be the same diameter as the front. Or when you go to cut that ring loose, it's not going to be pretty.
How you done that, Ed?
You know those boys at Pool Hall?
Yeah?
Well, they didn't tell me that one.
I was gonna say, you've been spending a lot of time at the pool.
Both sides are the same. Now it's showtime.
Yeah,
that's what we're trying to Oh.
That's what we're going to use.
What is it?
And if you can see it from back there,
I can see
Turn it to the
Gary.
camera. Turn it to the camera.
Hey. Oh, great.
about 10 thousandths, 12 thousandths of an inch thick.
You could just take a scalpel, maybe.
Oh, no.
If you'd like to, I suppose.
Can't get that way. So it's 1,000 on one car.
Joe said exactly.
Now we're going to go in right at that corner on approximately a 45-degree angle. Don't measure it. It may be 47, it may be 42. I don't know. I don't care. As long as when I go in, they meet in the center, and the little ring spins around while it stays stationary. It's the only criteria.
Showtime.
Yeah.
Go get some popcorn.
Yeah. We got a flash on.
I got the ball.
Let's get a little more light over there. Does that give you light?
Mm-hmm. That's better.
Right, you see it? Uh-oh. There's a line there.
Good.
A circle.
I was depending upon that.
A line that meets.
Hopefully. Did you hum something besides a funeral dirge, please?
I can do some late Gaga.
Then you use a hammer to knock it off.
Yeah. Exactly. Now, for some reason that I fail to understand, this is the side that gives me the most trouble. I can go in over here. When I get on this side, to really be comfortable, I ought to do it left-handed. And to really be comfortable, I want to do it right-handed.
Is it because it's the last cut, maybe?
No, bring that stand on around over here.
So you can see better?
I'll take all the light I can get. This point. Now that should come through at this point, but I have not felt it go.
Yeah, there it is.
There it goes.
Oh,
Half separation. You might want to pass that around and take a look at it.
Oh my goodness, alive.
Severely.
It is a delicate little cut, yes.
Oh my goodness.
Now the show's about done. All we have to do is just form this back side hemispherical. We're doing our friction fit. We'll then cut our nub away. Give it a little scrape. And we'll call it done. Toward the headstock as much as I can. The more I can make that cut straight toward the headstock, the better chance that jam chuck has of holding.
Don't just long. It's fine.
Now we'll just smooth this up a little bit. And there it is.